Pastor Mark Driscoll here in Sachsenhausen, just outside of Berlin. This was one of the first concentration camps during the Nazi regime. Held prisoners, 10% of whom were women and children. Many of the original buildings are gone and have been destroyed, but there are portions that remain, and the story can be told. And on the other side of this wall is where the military leaders for Germany would live with their families. They had a little zoo. They had a pond for their kids to feed the ducks. They had entertainment for their families. And on this side of the wall were the crematoriums, and the ashes would blow into the yards of the children playing next door as children here were being executed. Furthermore, one of the things that's kind of just shocking is how a place like this reveals how helpful the Bible is. The Bible is really the only thing that makes any sense of any of this. It tells us that we were made in the image and likeness of God, which is glorious, and we've fallen into the depths of sin and demonic deception and rebellion. As a result, we are progressing. We do learn, we make medical advancements and achievements, but it's often all evil. We're great and we're evil. That's why we're capable of great evil. That's kind of the impression that I'm left with in this very sombering and a bit overwhelming place. Grace and I are going to need some time to just emotionally process and pray this one through. But even as we walk around, it's just amazing the advancements in medicine, as people were treated as human subjects here, and they were experimented upon. Surgeries were given, forced castrations of men, forced sterilization of women, tuberculosis and other things were injected into people just to run experiments to see exactly what might happen to them. And as a result, we have a lot of medical developments that we're benefiting from in our own day. It just goes to show humanity is capable of great evil. I'm even wearing some shoes today that are rubber soles for comfort, and just learned that shoes were initially and originally made of largely leather, but during the war effort there was a shortage, and so other experimental forms of shoemaking were tried here, lots of rubber compounds, and as a result soldiers would force those who were interned to wear the shoes that were experimental, to walk upwards of 30 miles a day over various terrain that they would lay out in this place. The shoes were often small to hurt their feet, and to just run sort of diagnostic tests on what would happen. It's just amazing. But some of the things that we enjoy in our day, medications, rubber for soles of shoes, things of that sort, nature and kind, it came at great human suffering and personal expense and pain. And it was crazy to realize, too, that basically they use methamphetamines, drugs, to keep soldiers awake and alert for the war effort. So even some of the current scourge of, drug addiction and methamphetamines and crystal meth, it all was the result of experimentation here, trying to get soldiers who wouldn't sleep for days and continue the blitzkrieg fight. Well, for me, I've been saying and more convinced than ever that God creates and Satan counterfeits, and God creates a glorious, grand, and good kingdom ruled by Jesus, where there is life and love and liberty, where there is equality and there is no suffering or injustice. And the counterfeit of that is any attempt of a human being to replace Jesus and to replace the kingdom of God, and to bring death where there should be life, and slavery where there should be freedom, and to bring punishment where there should be grace. So just a very sombering day, but just a great reminder that you are made in the image and likeness of God. And because of that, you are glorious and great. But also because of our sinful and fallen nature, we are each capable of great evil. It was a lot of teenage boys that were here persecuting, executing, torturing, crucifying. Those were just regular guys who found themselves given a demonic opportunity to unleash a bit of hell on the earth. And it's just a sober reminder for us all to check our own heart and soul and to ask if there is any way that we are bearing some sort of hatred toward another people group, seeing them as subhuman or less than image bearers of God, or deserving any lesser rights than we enjoy. And it's just got me concerned too with the current political climate comes to mind. We're starting to treat each other as subhuman. We're starting to treat each other as not deserving of respect or dignity or rights. And we're starting to use terms, even in our culture, to refer to one another across the political divide in terms that are inhumane, subhuman. And that's an offense because God made us all in His image and likeness. So my hand's shaking. It is really hot, a little emotionally overwhelmed. God creates, Satan counterfeits, and this was all a counterfeit, and it was demonic. And until we are able to see the demonic for what it is, see the demonic for what it does, we remain part of the demonic deception.